I'm going to hit record. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. I actually had 22 women put their interest in for tonight's webinar, and I know that numbers don't always tell the truth. I do have a few ladies that I'll be able to send this recording to, so that's really cool. So I just want you to honour yourself for showing up tonight, just to broaden your horizons and take in a little bit more knowledge, because we can never have enough of that. A little bit about me. Most of you already know me quite well, but I am a mama of two. I am a holistic health mentor. I am a women's empowerment coach, and I'm super passionate about helping women break unhealthy cycles and heal and create a life full of abundance, which I feel we all deserve. I am obsessed with manifestation, and I love to travel, and if you ask me anything environmental, I will be in on that conversation. A little bit about my journey and what has led me to this place so far. So I was in a place in life where I feel like I wasn't even surviving. I was just getting by. My health wasn't in a great place. I had just come through the other side of a nervous breakdown. My marriage had broken down in that process. And I was feeling really, really disconnected from who I knew myself to be, what my values were, and the life that I was going to live was not how I pictured it to be. I knew there was work to be done. I knew that I had to do some healing. I knew that there were things that I needed to explore, to come back to the whole, come back to the woman that I know myself to be, and to be the best example for my children, which I think is one of the most important things, and my highest value as a mama. What rock bottom looked like for me was zero self-love, no nourishment. I was depleted. I was not living aligned to the things I felt and believed. I was so disconnected from those that I felt like I was a bit of a shell. I was a shadow of the person that I wanted to be, and something had to change. So I decided to invest in my health. That was the first place I started. I felt really lost in where to begin. I knew that things had to change, but it was like, where do I begin? It's massive. And the best thing about personal development and personal growth is that there's so many options to explore and so many things that we can look at to help us discover what's really important and how we really want to lead our lives. So one of the products that I align myself with is the Juice Plus products. For me, it was a matter of vital nutrients in my body. My mental health was bad, really bad. I couldn't see past the fog. I really, really struggled to get out of bed in the morning. I was having skin issues. I was having digestion issues. I thought I was eating well, but I wasn't eating enough of the right foods that I could be in a place of thriving. So I was below that line, like just scraping by, just enough energy to be able to drag myself out of bed in the morning, be there for my kids, not in the way that I wanted to be, but I was still, I was still showing up. So I introduced those products to my life 5 years ago. And that was the first morning ritual that I began to add into my day that meant I was giving back to myself. I think as women and mamas, we put everybody else before ourselves. And when we do that, we go into depletion. I knew that if I was going to take the steps that I needed to first of all get my health back on track, that I needed some support around that. And Juice Plus came in at just the right time, as the universe does. Those connections come in just when we need them. And it completely changed the game for me. So straight away, I started to feel a fog lift. I started to feel hopeful and more aware of my digestion. I then started to eat a lot better. My skin improved just by adding more nutrients into my day. So I've actually asked Kathy to just give a small little spiel tonight, because she also works with Juice Plus, and I thought it's really important for anybody that is just beginning with morning routines and rituals, things to look at to add into life, to be in a place where you are feeling more connected, healthier, more vibrant. So Kat, I'm just going to unmute you, darling. Hi.
How you going? Hi. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
So I'll talk a little bit about the products tonight. What the product's done for me was I had a lot of skin issues, a lot of hair issues or lack of hair issues. My hair is a lot healthier now since I've been taking Juice Plus. My eczema is all cleared up. I don't flare up anymore, which is amazing. I don't use any face creams anymore. I don't use any face cleansers anymore because my skin's just good. I don't get those outbreaks of pimples, and which is really embarrassing at 35. But anyways, and just feel better. We both don't get sick at all. Andrew was to the doctors every winter getting his antibiotics, and like at least twice a winter he was going to get antibiotics, which is, they're never good for you. So a little bit about the products. So we've got our fruit, veggies, and our berry capsules, which is called our premium pack. They work on a cellular level. So the cells support your immune system, which obviously kills all the bugs in the air. So if you have people around you coughing and sick all the time, it actually supports your immune system so you don't get sick. It improves your blood flow and your oxidization to your skin. So obviously that's where your healthy skin comes into it. A lot of skin issues like eczema and dermatitis and all that sort of stuff helps improve all of that. Now there's our omegas. They're a plant-based omega, so we get the omegas straight from the source. No fishy products in it, no fishy smell in it. They actually smell really good. And if you mix our omegas and the berries together, it's a nice little face mask. So the omegas have omega 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 in them. And they all come from sustainable sources, which is a good thing for the environment. Omega fatty acids are also really important for your diet. So they're really important for your mental health, important for your brain health, important for your eye health, and really important for your nervous system. So that's about it in a little nutshell. Thanks, Ez.
Thanks, honey. Appreciate that.
No worries.
I love seeing you become more confident in yourself, Kath. Makes me really happy. Okay, so that was the very first thing that I implemented in my day that was for me, give back to me, to make me feel better, opposed to putting everybody else before myself. Health is so, so important, and I know that all of you that are on here right now know the value of health, and that's really, really important to me. Through personal development, there are so many different avenues that you can explore and delve into. For myself, things like astrology, the lunar, our menstrual cycles, everything that connects us into being a woman, and all the beautiful parts of being a woman are vital for our connection. With our connection creates awareness, and with awareness, we have so much more growth in life. And it's something that has been such a pinnacle in my life. It's why I'm so passionate about sharing more. Something that I've been exploring recently are the morning rituals. So I had a belief system that if I thought about something, that was enough to create the change that I wanted to see. I'm telling you now, thinking it is not enough. Action is required. I recently went to a retreat here on the Sunshine Coast, and one of the basis of the retreat was morning rituals. And I was really excited to explore this because there's so many different modalities that I really were interested in, but hadn't fully implemented myself. There's lots that I had tried, but nothing had stuck. And I hadn't really made that commitment to myself to implement it every day. We went to the retreat and we had 5 days of implementing the morning routine. And just in those 5 days, the amount of clarity and connection that I found within myself, I had exterior things going on in my world, and I was able to, with a couple of deep breaths, come back to center. Whereas in the past, I would have been overwhelmed by those feelings. I would have bought into the stories a lot easier. But coming from a place where you are calm and centered, and your body recognizes that, taking those deep breaths, taking me back to that place in the morning where I felt nourished, where I felt loved, I felt the unconditional love, and I know that to be my truth. So when we're whizzing in our days, things are being thrown at us, stressful situations, just day-to-day situations, be able to come back to center, to come back to that soul place, and feel really calm and connected makes a massive difference to how we show up in the world and how we operate throughout our day. So the beautiful Jules, Queen Jules, I've got on the line as well. And Jules is at the retreat with me. And prior to retreat, Jules had not implemented much of a morning routine. And how things have changed for you, girlfriend. Can you just give me a little bit of a rundown of the difference you feel in your day now that you have made that commitment and you have implemented a daily routine for yourself?
Yeah. So before the retreat, I was really half-assed about the routines. I'd walk probably once a week and wonder why I'm not feeling any different. So being at the retreat really gave us a bit more of an idea of how to imply it throughout every morning. And I feel a lot more clarity, more energized. Beforehand, I was tired all the time, whereas now I get up at 5 o'clock. I'm excited to get up. Who would have thought? And get into my day. It definitely helps get me back centered throughout the day when stressful things, but it does give me the strength to get through the day that I know I can conquer. But yeah, if I miss a morning routine, I can't cope with the day as well. So yeah, that's my little input. But yeah, it's meditating and walking is definitely my thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you found that, Jules, and that, you know, we had that experience and it was the butt kicking, you know, that we needed. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the women's space and being connected with like-minded women that are happy to step up for you, show up for you, to back you, to support you. And that's a lot of the work that I do, and I love being able to do that. I know what it's like to be wanting to create change, not knowing where to start, and not having the support to be able to do that without, you know, the accountability factor, which is always really amazing. With some of the things that I have implemented, I'd love to share briefly with you. The idea of tonight's webinar is not to overload you with information. It's more about inspiring you to take a little bit of a deeper look into a few of these areas and decide for yourself if it's something that you would like to implement. It does require commitment. It does require a everyday kicking your own butt to create that routine for yourself. But once it's there, it is the starting point for your day. It's something like Jules said, I literally used to be like pulling myself out of bed at 7 o'clock. The kids would be coming in like, come on, mommy, get out. Now I'm up, I'm at 'em. I'm so excited to be in my day. And it's all because it starts from that beautiful, beautiful centered space. It's different for everyone. Some things may not work for you. They may not achieve the outcome that you want. But I assure you, if you continue to try different things and give it a red hot go, commit it to yourself, and you'll find something that makes a massive difference in your day. The first place I kind of started was with my cacao ceremonies. So I became obsessed with cacao when I was making my bliss balls. And I started reading about the ceremonial cacao and the benefits of maca powder and medicinal mushroom, and that I could put them in a drink and I could have them in the morning. It was like amazing. But first started out with a gentle process of making the cacao. I'd put on some really sensual music, and I'm not a mover or a shaker, but I have found so much love and peace in music now, being more connected in with that feminine, because I'm allowing myself that time in the morning. I'm connecting in that centered space, and I am woman. I am feminine. So now I can't help but have those hips moving and shaking when the music's on. And I love it. I love it. I love that it's created that sensual and feminine connection, because I really felt that that was something I was really disconnected from. I'd get up in the morning and I'd put some music on, and I'd stir my cacao on the stove. I'd have a little boogie. I'd sit down and I'd sit with it. You know, there's tea ceremonies too. So if you're a tea person, just sitting with, being present, taking a few deep breaths and allowing yourself to enjoy the process. That literally was it. It was a 20-minute process, but the difference that one thing made to my day, and that's all I was doing at this stage, was massive. Slowly but surely, I began to add different things. The breath work is another one. I really love breath work because it's oxygenating is not the word. Oxygenating, you know what I'm saying? I'll get it. Anyway, you're breathing in, you're expanding your heart space. What it's doing to you on a cellular level alone is beneficial to your body. It's creating calm, the oxygen's getting to your brain, everything is slowing down. So now, if I am feeling any form of anxiety, I literally, 3 breaths brings me back, because it's something that I'm practicing every day. My body recognizes it as, this is my calm space. This is where I feel good. Our body knows the right things for us. All we have to do is guide it back there. There are so many beautiful different breathwork techniques. Some are really, really deep. I have had experience with my partner, and I went to a breathwork workshop with a group called O2 Awakening. So their breathwork is really intense. It's very similar to the Wim Hof technique. It's really big inhale and exhale, and it's quite quick. It helps facilitate access to different brain waves. So it's really quite deep, the level that breath work can take you. If that's something that you want to explore, there are so many beautiful facilitators that do one-on-one work, that do workshops. It was a really, really incredible experience, and it's about creating the memory around consciousness. So being able to take us back to that place and those higher brain waves, which is really quite incredible. Like, the human body is just amazing. Meditation is something that I still really struggle with. I still make sure I do it every day. I have found certain music works better for me. I like guided meditation, and there's so many on YouTube. One of the best ones that I've found is the chakra alignment. It works through your body at each energy center, which not only helps you create the calm and stillness, but it helps you create awareness within your body. And I'm a massive believer in energy. So being able to clear blocked energy through visualization is a massive one. So deep work with breath work, but I do think it's something that's really, really important in your day, because then your body knows where you're coming back to when you remind it with those pauses throughout the day if you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed out. Gratitude journal was something that I started doing at nighttime. I found that before I had a solid morning routine, by the time I got to bed at night, I was so wound up and I was playing over and over and over again the things that had happened in my day, that I was missing all the gold. I was missing all the beautiful things, the reflections on the things my kids said, the connection I'd had with my partner, you know, compliments I'd had, you know, anything positive through my day, I had put to the back of my mind because I was doing all this processing. I'd spend 10 minutes at night just thinking about my day in a more positive aspect and feeling deep gratitude for the day that I had just completed. Because then, yeah, it's a great idea at night. I found it's more reflective. I'm quite a reflective person, so I like to be able to look back on. I feel like there's super amounts of growth in that. Yeah, and then I was sleeping better because my head wasn't so full of the mundane stuff, that I was actually creating this space of beautiful, tranquil preparation for my sleep. That was a really cool one. Device free time. Massive. I used to get up and the first thing I'd do was look at my phone. And I was glued on the phone until the kids either demanded my time or I had to do something that I couldn't do with my hand to my phone. It became such a habit, and is the biggest disconnector of human connection. They absolutely have their purpose. They are absolutely incredible devices, but being first thing in the morning, it's 2.5, 3 hours before I touch my phone. For my business stuff, I make sure it's scheduled. It's the time that I give myself to be me, like human me, not giving everything me. So that was a really, really valuable one. Stretch, movement, music. I started with dance, and I still do a wee bit of stretching, not a huge amount, because I find that in the morning my muscles are quite tight. So if I am going to have a big stretch, it's something that I do at night to wind my body down. But first thing in the morning, just enough that, you know, things are a little bit looser and I'm feeling a little bit more free in my body. Setting intentions and affirmations. So intentions require action, much like implementing anything. It requires action. The thoughts are great, but we need to back it up. The universe is happy to give us everything that we want, but it needs to know that we're invested. If we're thinking about things, awesome. But if we're actually showing that we want them, we're applying action. So affirmations are really good. They back your intentions. So if you have an intention to drink more water in the day, your affirmation would be, my day is hydrated. I am hydrated every day. So you're backing up a belief system, a wording with an action. That's a massive, massive one in manifestation. That's something I could go on for hours about. Mirror work. Mirror work is super scary. Like super, super scary, super confronting, but incredibly liberating. Be able to look at yourself in the mirror with love and tell yourself that you love yourself, or the things, you know, the mental patterns that we have about ourselves, be able to change those by directly telling ourselves and seeing our truth in front of ourselves is so, so powerful. Really, really awkward and cringeworthy to begin with, but I promise it comes with more ease, like everything else, the more we do it. Smudging. I love to burn. I love incense and I smudge every day. It's something for me that is a process. It's a ritual. I'm able to walk through my house. I do it in the morning. I do it when we get home from work. It allows me to slow down and it neutralizes energies. So for me, that's something a crazy witch lady in the street does. So, morning routine. They will change your life, literally. It's not something that's meant to be overwhelming. It means starting off small, committing yourself, asking for help, asking for support, asking for accountability. Day by day, but it is the commitment within yourself. And each little change compounds. So adding one thing a day one week might go to 2 things the next week. Before you know it, you've got this beautiful hour in the morning where you are connecting with yourself on a soul level. You are giving back to yourself. You are nourishing yourself, which then allows you to pour from an overflowing cup into the world, which I know that we all love, because you wouldn't be here on this call with me if you didn't. You wouldn't be attracted into this space. So you need to come first, making that time for yourself, because you deserve it. I really wanted to keep this under, you know, around the half an hour mark, right? I know everybody's time is super, super valuable. So I wanted to say thank you to the ladies for sharing. Thank you to the beautiful women who showed up, not for me, but for yourself. I will be opening an opportunity for a free one-on-one conversation in the next couple of days for anybody that wants some accountability or support around anything that I've spoken about tonight. I think it's really important. It's sometimes, you know, we dive into something with all great intentions, but then the feeling of lack of support stops us from making that our reality. So are we in your inbox soon, ladies? Thank you so much for your time. I see you, I honor you, and I so appreciate you. Thank you. Bye, ladies.